Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America 2022. On this night, the American people will vote and find out who will control the United States Senate, House of Representatives, and governors. We will be going through all races of the governors and Senate elections, and we will also be calling the important House races that will decide who has the majority in the U.S. House. So let's get started. This is the current map of U.S. governors. If a state is red, it means that the state has a Republican governor, and if a state is blue, then that means that the state has a Democratic governor. Not all of these states will have an election tonight. Most importantly, never mind. And here's the current map of the U.S. Senate. If, of course, blue means Democrat, blue means 2 Democratic senators, red means 2 Republican senators. And if a state is purple, then that means that they have 1 Republican and 1 Democratic senator. And Maine and Vermont, that light blue, signifies an independent senator who caucuses with the Democrats. Amazingly, right now, the Senate is split 50-50, and this means that the Vice President, Democrat Kamala Harris, is the tie-breaking vote when a tie occurs. Therefore, the Democrats do have control of the U.S. Senate right now. So, as we go through the night, the Democrats will only need 50 seats to have majority, and the Republicans to have majority will need 51. The Democrats are at an advantage when it comes to the Senate. And this is the current map of the United States House of Representatives. It is currently split 221 seats for the Democrats and 212 seats for the Republicans. All of these seats will be up for grabs tonight. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have poll closings in Vermont, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, and Indiana, our first poll closings of the night. And in Vermont, we can project that Peter Welch will be elected as the next senator from the state. Will be his first term in the Senate. He has served as a Vermont representative in the U.S. House for many years now, and this comes after Pat Leahy, the Senate Democratic minority whip, actually stepped down this year. He retired this year. Peter Welch, projected winner in Vermont. And in Vermont's gubernatorial election, Phil Scott, the extremely popular Republican governor, probably the most popular governor in America, will be reelected for his 4th term in office. In Kentucky, Rand Paul will win his Senate election there, incumbent, no surprise. In Indiana, Todd Young will win another term in the United States Senate. And in South Carolina, Tim Scott will win another term in the Senate. He's another incumbent. In South Carolina's gubernatorial election, it is too early to call. 39% of all votes are in. Henry McMaster is being faced by Joe Cunningham, who is a very popular Democrat. McMaster is currently leading by wide margin, 17.9. However, most votes haven't come in from the cities where Cunningham is expected to do better, and this race will narrow up. In Georgia's Senate election, it is too early to call. This is definitely a race to keep our eye on. 19% of all votes are in. Raphael Warnock, the incumbent, is currently leading Herschel Walker by 2.4%. And in Georgia's gubernatorial election, it is also too early to call. 20% in. Brian Kemp being faced by Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams currently up by 2%. And let's look at our first map after the 7 p.m. poll closings. The Democrats have 37 Senate seats to the Republicans 32. Of course, it's such a high number for both because of the fact that many senators are not up for re-election. Most actually, so that's a big chunk right there. The Democrats need 13 more seats for the majority, and the Republicans need 19. So as you can see, the Democrats are at a big advantage. And in our gubernatorial elections, the Democrats are at 6 gubernatorial seats, all coming from those who are not up for re-election, and the Republicans have 9. And the Democrats need 20 more seats for the majority, and the Republicans need 17. Don't let this fool you. The majority of governor seats does not mean anything. They don't vote on any specific issues. This just means which party has more gubernatorial seats at the end. It is now 7:30 p.m., and we have poll closings in Ohio, West Virginia, and North Carolina. In Ohio's Senate election, it is too early to call. 23% in. No incumbent here. We had a retirement. It is currently, J.D. Vance is currently leading by 10.3%. This will narrow up a lot. He's being faced by Tim Ryan. And in Ohio's gubernatorial election, Mike DeWine will win another term in office. In North Carolina's Senate election, it is too early to call. 26% in. This comes after Richard Burr, the Republican, retired. Ted Budd is currently leading Sherry Beasley by 1.6%. And let's look at our updated map. The Democrats still hold a lead with 37 Senate seats to the Republicans' 32. And the Republicans have expanded their gubernatorial seats to 10. The Democrats are stuck at 6. It is now 8 p.m., and we have poll closings in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Illinois, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Missouri, and Oklahoma. In Maine's gubernatorial election, it is too early to call. 34% in. Janet Mills, the incumbent, is once again being faced by Paula Page, who faced off against her in 2018 and lost. Janet Mills is currently leading by 5%. And in New Hampshire's governor election, one of the most popular governors in America, Chris Sununu, will win another term in office. And in New Hampshire's Senate election, it is too early to call. 33% is in. Incumbent Maggie Hassan leads Don Bolduc by 1.4%. And in Massachusetts gubernatorial election, we have the first flip of the night. Maura Haley will be elected as the next governor of Massachusetts. This comes after one of the most popular governors in America, Charlie Baker, a Republican, stepped down this year. And Massachusetts, as a solidly Democratic state that did elect a Republican as governor, it will go to Maura Healey this year. This is a gain for the Democrats, the first gain of the night. And in Connecticut's Senate election, Richard Blumenthal will win another term in office. In Connecticut's governor's election, it is too early to call. 26% is in. Republican Ned Lamont is currently trailing behind Bob Stefanowski, whom he ran against in 2018 and won against. But Lamont, the incumbent, is trailing by 0.6%, shaping up to be a very narrow race. And in Rhode Island's gubernatorial, Dan McKee, the incumbent, will win another term. And in Pennsylvania's Senate election, it is too early to call. Definitely a race to keep our eye on. 22% in. We have no incumbent here as Pat Toomey, a Republican, stepped down. This is a good opportunity for Democrats to pick up a seat in the Senate. John Fetterman is currently leading Dr. Oz by 7.6%. This will narrow up. And in Pennsylvania's governor election, it is too early to call. Also 20% in. No incumbent here as Democrat Tom Wolf stepped down. It is Josh Shapiro, the Democrats, currently leading Doug Mastriano by 8.1%. And in Maryland's Senate election, Chris Van Hollen is the projected winner, incumbent here. And in Maryland's gubernatorial election, Wes Moore will win or will become the next governor of Maryland. This is the second gain, the second flip of the night. Larry Hogan has been term limited, another extremely popular Republican governor in a solidly blue state, very similar to Massachusetts here. Again, non-incumbent. Democrats will flip the seat. And in Florida's gubernatorial election, it is too early to call. 36% is in. Ron DeSantis, the incumbent, is being faced off against Charlie Crist. DeSantis leads by 8.3%. And in Florida's Senate, 35% in. Incumbent Marco Rubio leads Val Demings by 8%. And in Alabama's Senate election, Katie Britt will win her first term in office. And in Alabama's gubernatorial election, Kay Ivey will win another term in office. And in Tennessee, Bill Lee will win another term as the state's governor. In Illinois Senate election, Tammy Duckworth will win another term. And in Illinois' governor election, J.B. Pritzker will win another term, a second term. And in Missouri Senate election, Eric Schmidt will be elected the next governor of Missouri. This comes after Roy Moore, maybe. I think that's his name. After Roy Moore steps down or was term limited, as senator, and he won the primary, and he will become the next senator from Missouri. And in Oklahoma Senate election, James Lankford will win another term in the Senate. And in Oklahoma's special election for Senate, Mark Wayne Mullen will win. This comes after a retirement by another Republican. He will win his first term in the Senate. And in South Carolina's gubernatorial election, Henry McMaster will win another term. This was previously too close to call, if you remember. However, we can project that McMaster will carry this race. Let's look at the vote share here. He will win here, or only 80% is in, but he will win by about 9.8%. He will win 54.7% to Cunningham's 44.9%. And let's look at our updated map. The Democrats have 40 Senate seats to the Republicans' 36. The Democrats need 10 more seats to win the majority, and the Republicans need 15. And on the gubernatorial side, the Democrats have 10 seats, and the Republicans have 15. And it is now time for the 8:30 p.m. poll closings in Arkansas. In Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders will become the next governor of Arkansas. She's a non-incumbent. This will be her first term in office. Of course, her father is Mike Huckabee, who was a previous previous governor of Arkansas, one of the most popular governors in America when he was governor. And in Arkansas Senate election, John Boozman will win another term in office. It is now time for the 9 p.m. poll closings in New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, and Louisiana. In New York, Kathy Hochul will win another term as governor. In New York Senate election, Chuck Schumer will win another term in the Senate. In Michigan's gubernatorial election, it is too early to call. 15% in. Gretchen Whitmer, the incumbent, is being faced by Tudor Dixon. Dixon leads by 3.4%. And in Wisconsin Senate election, it is too early to call. 19% of the vote is in. Ron Johnson, the incumbent, is leading Mandela Barnes by 6.1%. In Wisconsin's gubernatorial election, 20% in here. Tony Evers, the incumbent, is losing currently to Tim Michels by 6.1%. And in Minnesota's gubernatorial election, it is also too early to call. 25% in. Tim Walz is leading by 0.3% over Scott Jensen. And in North Dakota's Senate election, John Hoeven, the incumbent, will win another term. And in South Dakota's Senate election, John Thune will win another term. And in South Dakota's gubernatorial election, Kristi Noem will win her second term in office. And in Nebraska's gubernatorial election, Jim Pillen will win his first term as governor, non-incumbent. And in Kansas's Senate election, Jerry Moran will win another term. And in Wyoming's gubernatorial election, Mark Gordon will win another term as governor. And in Kansas's gubernatorial election, very closely watched race. It is too early to call at this point in time. 34% in. Derek Schmidt, the Republican, is leading by a wide margin, 20.4%, but this will get a lot closer as the city votes haven't been counted yet, but he does currently lead 20.4%. And in Colorado's gubernatorial election, the extremely popular Jared Polis will win another term. He's the incumbent. And in Colorado's Senate election, it is too early to call. 14% in. Incumbent Michael Bennet leads Republican challenger Joe O'Dea by 2%. And in Arizona's Senate election, it is too early to call. 32% is in. And Mark Kelly, the incumbent, leads Blake Masters by 3.7%. And in Arizona's gubernatorial election, 33% in. No incumbent here. This comes after Republican Doug Ducey is not running for another term. Katie Hobbs, the Democrat, is currently leading by a very small margin, only 0.7%. And in New Mexico's gubernatorial election, one that was not expected to be close, but it really has shaped up to be a very close race this election cycle. It is too early to call at this point in time. 22% of the vote is in. Incumbent Michelle Lujan Grissom is currently trailing behind Republican challenger Mark Ronchetti by 2.8%. And in Texas, gubernatorial election is too early to call it. 18% of the vote is in. And Greg Abbott currently leads Beto O'Rourke by 6.6%. Greg Abbott is the incumbent, running for a third term actually. And in Louisiana Senate election, John Kennedy is the projected winner. He will win another term in the Senate. And let's look at our updated map and look at that, 41 to 41. The Republicans need 10 more seats to have majority because they need 51, but the Democrats only need 50, so they have 9 more seats. So really the Democrats are a bit closer at winning majority. And on the gubernatorial side, the Republicans have 19 gubernatorial seats and the Democrats have 12. It is now time for the 10 p.m. poll closings in Montana, Iowa, Utah, and Nevada. In Iowa's Senate election, Chuck Grassley, the incumbent, will win another term in office. He has been reelected ever since 1980. And in Iowa's gubernatorial election, Kim Reynolds, very popular, will win another term as the state's governor. And in Utah's Senate election, Mike Lee will win another term, defeating independent Evan McMullen. And in Nevada's Senate election, it's too early to call. 11% is in. Adam Laxalt, who is challenging incumbent Catherine Cortez Masto, currently leads by 1.6%. And in Nevada's gubernatorial election, Joe Lombardo, who is challenging incumbent Steve Cieslak, the Democrat, is leading by 1.3%. And in Maine's gubernatorial election, Janet Mills, the incumbent, will win another term in office. This is a key race alert. This was too close to call earlier. Let's look at the vote share here. She will win here by about 3.9%. 74% of all votes are in. She will win 50.9% to Paula Page's 47.9%. And we have another key race alert in Connecticut. We can project that Ned Lamont will win a second term as Connecticut's governor. He is the incumbent here. He will win here by about 5.2%, with 70% of all votes in. He will win 52.6% to Stefanowski's 47.4%. He is doing so much better this year than in 2018, even despite a Republican the 2022 being a Republican-favored year, is the fact that the Gabriel Frank Party, which won about 3% in the 2018 gubernatorial election as a third-party ticket, plus the Forward Party, have endorsed Ned Lamont. So because of the fact that Ned Lamont has endorsed ranked choice voting into his platform, so therefore, with that extra 3% in his column, he will carry the state, not comfortably, but much more comfortably than last year. And in Florida's Senate election, Marco Rubio, the incumbent, will win another term. Let's look at the vote share here. 72% of all votes are in. He will win here by 9.5% over Val Demings. And in Florida's gubernatorial election, Ron DeSantis, the incumbent, will win another term. Not much of a surprise here. With 73% of all votes in, he will win over Charlie Crist by 8.7%, winning 54% to Crist's 45.3%. And in North Carolina's Senate election, Ted Budd will carry this seat. He is a non-incumbent. This will be his first term in the Senate. 81% of all votes are in. Sherry Beasley has conceded. Ted Budd will win here by 6%. And in Georgia's gubernatorial election, Brian Kemp will win a second term in office. He will beat Stacey Abrams by 5.1% with 86% of all votes in. And in Michigan's gubernatorial election, Gretchen Whitmer, the incumbent, will win another term. These are all, I'm saying now, these are all the previously too close to call races. She will win here with 84% of all votes in. She will win here by 3.4%, winning 51.4% to Tudor Dixon's 48%. And in Minnesota's gubernatorial election, Tim Walz, the incumbent, will win another term. 78% of all votes in. He will win here by 6.3%, winning 52 to Jensen's 46.7%. And let's look at the updated map here. The Republicans got a huge boost from all those key race alerts from those, So the Democrats are at 41 seats. They need they need 4 more. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. They need 9 more seats to have the majority in the Senate, and the Republicans need 6 more seats. And on the gubernatorial side, the Democrats have 16 gubernatorial seats now to the Republicans' 22. It is now 11 p.m. and we have poll closings in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, California, and Hawaii. In Idaho's Senate election, Mike Crapo, the incumbent, will win another term. And in the gubernatorial election, Brad Little will win another term there also. And in Washington's Senate election, Patty Murray, the incumbent, will win another term in office. This was one time thought to be competitive, but it really is not. And in Oregon's Senate election, Ron Wyden will win another term as Oregon's senator. And in Oregon's gubernatorial election, we have a 3-way race, 23% of all votes in. No incumbent running here. Tina Kotek currently leads by only 1%. No one thought that this would be very competitive, but it really is. Tina Kotek currently has 41.9% of the vote. Christina Drazen has 40.9%, and independent Betsy Johnson, who is mostly stealing votes away from Tina Kotek, is at 17.2%. So Betsy Johnson being in the race really stirs up this race. And in California's Senate election, Alex Padilla will win another term. And in the gubernatorial election, Gavin Newsom, who faced a recall in 2021 and overcame it, will win another term as governor, incumbent. And in Hawaii's Senate election, Brian Schatz will win another term. And in Hawaii's gubernatorial election, Josh Green will be the next governor of Hawaii after the incumbent David Ige stepped down. And in New Hampshire's Senate election, Maggie Hassan, the incumbent, will win a second term. This is a major, major key race alert because this gives the Democrats 1 more seat in the Senate that they badly needed. Let's look at the votes here. 84% of all votes are in. Maggie Hassan will win here by about 4.8% over Don Bolduc. It's going to be about 51.6 to 46.8. And in Texas gubernatorial election, Greg Abbott, the incumbent, will win a 3rd term in office. Another key race alert here. With 72% of all votes in, he will win here by 8.5% over Beto O'Rourke, who will win 45.1%. And in Colorado's Senate election, Michael Bennet, the incumbent, will win another term in office. Another key race alert here. 70% of all votes are in. We can project that he will win here by about 7, winning 53.9% to Joe O'Dea's 46.9%. And let's look at our updated map. And with that, the Democrats have now overcome the Republicans. They now have 47 Senate seats to the Republicans' 46. The Republicans need 5 more seats to get a majority. The Democrats only need 3. Now on the gubernatorial side, the Democrats have 18 gubernatorial seats and the Republicans have 24. It is now 1 a.m. and we have poll closings in Alaska. In Alaska's Senate election, Lisa Murkowski, the incumbent, will win another term in office. No surprise here. But in Alaska's gubernatorial election, again, a third-party candidate really shakes up this race. Currently, the Democrat is leading Lascara by 4%, and again, 45% of all votes are in. And the former governor, Bill Walker, who's running as an independent, is currently in second with 30.4%. And Mike Dunleavy, the incumbent Republican governor, is in third with 29.2%. Dunleavy is expected to win this race. However, with 45% in and Gara leading by 4, this is not becoming such a sure thing. Bill Walker is really shaking up this race here in Alaska. And in Wisconsin's Senate election, Ron Johnson, the incumbent, will win another term in office. This is a major key race, one that Republicans really needed to hold on to. With 84% in, we can project that Ron Johnson will win by about 3.3%. He will win 50.9% to Mandela Barnes' 47.6%. And in Pennsylvania's gubernatorial election, Josh Shapiro will win his first term as governor. He was the attorney general. With 87% in, we can project that Josh Shapiro will win here by about 3.9%. He will win 51.5% to Doug Mastriano's 47.6%. And in Ohio Senate election, one that should not have been that close, but it was because of Tim Ryan's good run campaign, J.D. Vance will win his first term in the United States Senate. 81% of all votes are in. We can project that J.D. Vance will win by about 3.1. This is expected to narrowly increase as we go later on through the night, as votes yet to be counted are in rural areas. He will win here with 51.5% to Tim Ryan's 48.4%. And let's look at our updated map. The Republicans are almost there. They're now at 49 Senate seats, and the Democrats are at 47. It's really coming down to the wire here. The Democrats need 3 more seats to have the majority, and the Republicans only need 2. Now on the gubernatorial side, the Democrats have 19 seats, and the Republicans have 24. And we have a major key race alert in the state of Georgia. Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock will advance into a runoff election come January 5th, 2023. They will advance into a runoff, just them to no other third-party candidates, no write-ins. This is due to the fact that neither candidate has reached more than 50% of all votes here in Georgia. This is how it works here in Georgia. No Senate candidate wins more than 50%, then they advance into a runoff. Of course, no one wins more than 50% due to minor third-party candidates winning 1 or 2% of the vote. Let's look at the vote here in Georgia. With 95% in, we can project that Raphael Warnock will win 49.6% to Herschel Walker's 49.8%. Again, they will not reach more than 50%. So come January, there will be a runoff, and Georgia could decide the control of the U.S. Senate, as it did in 2021, if you remember. We have a key race in Wisconsin's gubernatorial election. Tim Michels will flip the Wisconsin gubernatorial seat. This is a gain for Republicans. He has ousted incumbent Democrat Tony Evers. With 86% in, we can project that Michels will win by about 2.3%. Tony Evers will win 48% to Tim Michels' 50.3%. And we have a key race in New Mexico's gubernatorial election. Michelle Lujan Grisham, the incumbent, will win another term in office. With 84% in, we can project that she will win by about 2.2. She will win 51% to Mark Ronchetti's 48.8%. And in Arizona Senate election, Mark Kelly, the incumbent, will win another term in office, his first full term in office. In Arizona Senate, this race has been called 83% in. We can project that Mark Kelly will win by about 2.1, winning 50.3 to Blake Masters' 48.2. And in Pennsylvania's Senate election, John Fetterman is the projected winner. This is a gain. He will flip this red Senate seat to blue. He is a non-incumbent. This will be his first term. With 94% in, we can project that John Fetterman will win by about 1.8% over Dr. Oz. He will win 50.8% to Oz's 49%. And in Nevada's gubernatorial election, we can project that Joe Lombardo will flip this seat. He has ousted incumbent Democrat Steve Cieslak. This is a gain for Republicans. Of course, he is a non-incumbent. With 96% in, we can project that Joe Lombardo will win here by about 1.2%. Steve Cieslak will win 48% here to Joe Lombardo's 50.3%. And in Alaska's gubernatorial election, Mike Dunleavy is the projected winner and incumbent. And let's look at the very interesting race here. He will win here by about 7%, much closer than it should have been. Bill Walker really outperformed all polls, 91% in here. Dunleavy will win 38%. Bill Walker will come in second with 31%. Les Gara will win 25%, a quarter of all votes. And in Kansas's gubernatorial election, it is still too close to call, 86% in. We cannot project a winner. Derek Schmidt is up by 2.6. And in Oregon's gubernatorial election, it is still too close to call, 90%, and Christina Drazan has just narrowly taken the lead by 0.2%. This already is an extremely close race. No one is able to predict the outcome of this election. This is extremely close here in Oregon. And in Arizona's gubernatorial, it is also too early to call here. And this one is insane, guys. Katie Hobbs is up by 0.03%. That is insane. 94%, yes, that's right, of all votes are in, and we cannot project a winner. At 94, we can't project a winner. Katie Hobbs has a lead of about 30 votes. This is nothing. This race will be extremely close. And in Nevada's Senate election, it is too early to call, 92% in. Adam Laxalt is leading by 1% over Catherine Cortez Masto. And in Alaska's at-large House election, our first House call of the night, Mary Peltola, the incumbent, will win a second term in office, her first full term in the United States House of Representatives. And in New Mexico's 2nd Congressional District, again the House, Yvette Harrell will win another term in office. Again, these are all very competitive races. And Mike Garcia in California's 27th District will win another term, another very narrow win, just by about a few hundred votes, as what happens every election cycle. He is the incumbent. And let's look at our updated Senate map, and would you look at that? 49 to 49. Democrats 49, Republicans 49. The Republicans need 2 more seats for control. The Democrats just need 1. So, in the Senate, it all comes down to Nevada. If the Democrats can win Nevada by re-electing Catherine Cortez Masto, they have control. However, if the Republicans win it, they do not have control, and the entire control of the U.S. Senate goes to Georgia, which has a runoff on January 5th, 2023. This is what happened in 2021, the 2020 election, the runoff being in 2021. It can very well happen again. Let's look on the gubernatorial side. The Republicans have won most of the gubernatorial seats. They have surpassed 25. They are at 27. The Democrats are at 20. And stand by for a major TPC projection. This is a big call. This is what you want to see. In Nevada's Senate election, we have a major key race alert. Adam Laxalt is the projected winner of Nevada's Senate election, ousting Catherine Cortez Masto. He is a non-incumbent. This is a huge gain for the Republican Party. He will flip Nevada's Democratic Senate seat. He will flip it red. And in Nevada's Senate seat, Senate, this race has been called. 98% of all votes are in. Catherine Cortez Masto, the incumbent, will win 49% to Adam Laxalt's 49.8%. This is a tilt margin win for Laxalt, meaning less than 1%. He will win here by 0.8%, a razor-thin margin. However, the seat will flip for the Republicans, exactly what they need. And we have another key race in Oregon's gubernatorial election. Tina Kotek, the non-incumbent, this will be her first term in office. This was extremely close. 96% of all votes are in. She will win here by 1.2%. She will win 42.3% to Christina Drazan's 41.1% and Betsy Johnson's 16.2%. And we have a key race in Arizona's gubernatorial election. Kari Lake will win her first term in office. This is a razor-thin margin, guys. With 95% of all votes in, she will win here by a tilt margin, less than 1%, 0.9%. She had a huge boost after that, or after she took the lead. She had a huge boost. She has won 49.7%. to Katie Hobbs's 48.8%. In Kansas's gubernatorial election, we have a major projection. Derek Schmidt will be elected as the new governor of Kansas. He will flip the seat. This is a gain for Republicans. He will win his first term. He has ousted Laura Kelly, the incumbent Democrat. 97% of all votes are in, and this is another razor-thin margin. This is a tilt margin win for the Republicans. He will win here by only 0.4%. Wow. He will win 49.3% to Laura Kelly's 48.9%. And in Maine's 2nd Congressional District, Jared Golden is the incumbent, will shockingly win another term. This was a pure toss-up coming into the night. And in Rhode Island's 2nd District, against all odds, Alan Fung has won this district. No one expected Alan Fung to win Rhode Island's 2nd. However, he will. This is a gain for Republicans. This will be his first term in the House. This is a Republican flip in the House. This is a huge shock. And in Virginia's 2nd District, we have another gain for Republicans. Jen Kiggins will flip this seat. This will be her first term in office. And in Oregon's 5th Congressional District, Lori Cortez DeRemer will flip this seat. Of course, this is a gain for Republicans. She has, the incumbent Democrat actually lost his primary, and this is and the Republicans will flip this seat. And in Kansas's 3rd Congressional District, Sharice Davids, the incumbent, will win another term in office despite being in a Republican-favored year. And this is a big call, guys. Ohio's 9th District, the United States House, J.R. Majewski will flip this seat. This district has had a Democratic incumbent who has been there, who was running for her 7th term in 2022, and J.R. Majewski will beat her. He will win his first term in office, flipping this seat. This is a huge gain for Republicans. And with that, we can project that the U.S. House will go to the Republicans. This is a major projection. The Republican Party will flip the United States House of Representatives into their favor. They will now narrowly have control of the U.S. House. And let's look at our updated Senate map. The Republicans are at 50 seats. The Democrats are at 49. Each party needs one more to win. And what does it come down to? That green state, Georgia, which has a runoff on January 5th. Just like 2020 to 2021, whichever party wins Georgia wins control of the Senate. And on the gubernatorial side, all gubernatorial races have been called. This is the final map on the gubernatorial map. The Democrats have won 20 seats, and the Republicans have won 27. It is January 5th, 2023, and a runoff election is taking place in the state of Georgia. Georgia, Senate runoff is too early to call. 10% of all votes are in. Raphael Warnock is currently leading by 6.6%. He has 53.3% to Herschel Walker's 46.7%. In Georgia, and we have more votes coming in here. 18% of all votes are now in. Raphael's Warnock lead has shrunk to 5.4%. And let's look at the map here. 22% in now. Warnock is now leading by 5%. This is the map of all the counties. Take it in. The gray. A lot of counties still have no votes in. Most of those will go to the Republicans. That's why Warnock is leading by such a high margin right now. And Herschel Walker has claimed victory with 22% of all votes are in. TPC News cannot call this race. We cannot verify this at this point, especially with Warnock in the lead. And Warnock's lead has shrunk once again to 3.2%. 46% of all votes are in. More votes are coming in here. And Warnock's lead is shrinking to 3.2%. Now Walker is at 48.4%. Warnock is at 51.6%. And now 49% of all votes are in, and we now have votes from every single county. This is the map right now. Warnock is leading by 3.1%. And now 59% of all votes are in, and Warnock's lead has shrunk to 1.8%. The question is becoming, as more votes come in, can Warnock keep his lead? How long will Warnock keep his lead? And will it flip to Walker? Because if it flips to Walker, the second it flips to Walker, Walker is winning the election. Now 61% of all votes are in. Here's the new map. Raphael Warnock is now at 1.6% leading. And now 70% of all votes are in. His lead has shrunk dramatically just from these few votes. He's now leading by only 1%, with 50.5 to Walker's 49.5. And now 75% of all votes are in. He has expanded his lead shockingly to 1.2%. Let's look at the map here. He has picked up a few counties. 79% of all votes are in. Raphael Warnock's leading by 1. And look at that, 86% of all votes are now in. Warnock's lead is now at 0.8%. With 14% more in, will Warnock's lead shrink more by 0.9%? That is the question, because if it does, Walker is winning this election. But if he can survive this 14% of the rest of the votes in, he will win this election. With 90% of all votes in, Warnock has kept his lead of 0.6%. He is at 50.3 to Walker's 49.7. 92% of all votes are in now. Warnock has slightly expanded his lead to 0.8%. This might not sound like much, but that is great for the Warnock campaign. In fact, he has flipped a few counties blue. And with 96% of all votes are in, his lead is at 0.6% once again. And we still cannot call this race. In very few races, with 96% of all votes in, can we still not project a winner. He's at 50.3 to Walker's 49.7. 2% more of all votes have come in, to 98. And Warnock's lead has shrunk once again to 0.4. He now has 50.2% of all votes. Walker has 49.8%. And with 99% of all votes in, we still cannot project a winner. Warnock is leading by 0.2, but this could very easily go to Walker with the few last 100 votes we have in. This is insanely close here. And we do have a major projection in the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia will go to Raphael Warnock. He will win another term in the Senate. He is the projected winner in the Georgia runoff election. He will beat Herschel Walker. 99% of the vote is in. He will win by about 0.2%, amazingly. He will win 50.1% of the runoff vote to Herschel Walker's 49.9%. And with that, the U.S. Senate will go to the Democrats. They have retained their control of the U.S. Senate. They will win 50 seats in the United States Senate. We'll get to it, actually. It will be split 50-50, and therefore, with Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote, the Democrats have a majority. This is the final Senate map, with Republicans winning the key races of Nevada, North Carolina, Ohio, and Wisconsin, and Democrats winning the key races of Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and New Hampshire.